I like strawberries. Why, babe? Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like a brunch food we had.
Yeah, a brunch.
We ate so late.
That's because we're snuggling.
Yeah, that's why I'm giving you a little bit extra.
It's 11 o'clock. I just had breakfast. So me and my wife were snuggling. We call it brunch. Hello? Oh, it didn't work. This thing here. I know people tell me I got nice cleavage all the time. Who wants to do push-ups? Oh, here we go. Vincent?
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. Let's get some push-ups.
How many are we doing?
15.
All right. Ready?
Yeah.
Go. 1.
I don't really know how many that was, but I don't have a question, but is there anything you wanted to just say?
Not really.
All right. Thanks. See you later.
You have a great day, sir.
You too.
Let's see here. Durr. Who's next? Durr. I had chorizo. Sausage. Bug 97.
Hi, Martin.
How you doing, ma'am?
Good.
How many push-ups are we doing?
10.
10? All right. Ready? Go.
Yep. There. I have a question.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
your ketosis diet, you eat like whatever you want, but then you just work out so you burn all the sugar?
Pretty much. So, under a ketogenic diet, if you did no exercises all day long, you can have 20 grams of carbs. So then you start thinking about, well, if I do, I run 3 miles or I do some push-ups, pull-ups, you can up the amount of carbs you eat. You see people like The Rock eat a whole pizza and still be in ketosis. How? He exercised for 2 hours in the morning. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So what does it do to your body, like to help?
Oh, ketosis?
Yeah.
In the absence of sugar, so you have these metabolic rates or things called, they're kill switches for your cells, damaged, and old cells. So it's called autophagy and apoptosis, cannibalism and suicide of damaged cells. But your cells right now that are damaged and need to be removed out of your system will not leave in the presence of sugar. They're allowed to proliferate. Sugar is very addictive to cells. So your cell, when there's sugar present, your body's telling this damaged cell to kill itself, or it's trying to cannibalize it. And when there's sugar present, that cell ignores your body and wants to eat the sugar. The sugar addiction outweighs the signal from your body for it to remove that cell. So if you remove the sugar, there's nothing overriding that signal, so your body can induce autophagy and apoptosis.
Oh.
And that's where most people don't understand. So right now, our cells are getting damaged, from the environment, just, bouncing around, normal everyday wear and tear. And some of those cells won't be removed from our system because they want to sustain their sugar addiction. Without sugar in my system, my damaged cells will listen to my body telling it to kill themselves or to cannibalize them. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So does it make you healthier?
Absolutely.
And physically?
Yeah. So they talk about have you heard people ever speak about chakras and kundalini?
No.
Or awakening your third eye?
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, so that's not they tell you decalcifying your there's a whole bunch of lies behind that. The truth behind it, if you read the original information for awakening your third eye, it's talking about meditating your hunger away. If you go through periods of time where you fast and meditate your hunger away, your body will create a chemical that they used to call the snake in your stomach, and the venom would snake up into your brain and cause an awakening. Today we know when you don't have any food in your system, your body does create chemicals that induces neurogenesis and cleans out your brain. Neurogenesis is the birth of new neurons. So neurons in your brain are what from your olfactory to your hippocampus. Your olfactory creates stem cells that go from your olfactory right here into your hippocampus, growing your memory and things like that, so you can remember things and be smarter. But it does it in the absence of sugar.
So it will improve memory too?
Yep, absolutely. So let me think about this. So if I know when I'm hungry, my brain is now we're going to get somewhere. So back in the old days, you didn't have a refrigerator. Your ancestors had to hunt and gather. They had to remember where all the food was, where the plants grew, where all the animals lived, and everything like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're hungry in real life, your olfactory releases stem cells to go to your hippocampus to raise your memory so you can remember where all that stuff was. In order to know, right? If we didn't have houses today, in order for me to remember where the best, fishing hole was, or the best place to get berries, I had to remember it. I'd have to, right? My brain creates stem cells that go to my hippocampus so I can remember that stuff. Today, you don't necessarily need to remember that, but you could still use that process to grow your intelligence.
Why isn't it more popular? Is it illegal or something?
No, it's not. It's not illegal, but if I need you to not be the best version of you possible, or I need to make money off of you, I don't teach you those things.
Oh.
I mean,
so you not like it? Because I don't know why it's not as popular as it is. Seems like it's really
because knowledge is power, right? Straight facts. Knowledge is power. If I have knowledge and I want to wield it as power over you, I have to make sure you're not the best version of you possible. I have to make sure you don't know how to raise your intelligence.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
How does anybody in a medical industry allow you to get sick and buy their medication if you know your body will heal it naturally? They make sure you don't know how to take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm. So it could
you think about every religion and every civilization. And you think about this, every religion and every civilization before the 1940s, 1930s, practiced fasting or purging fruits and vegetables, sugar out of your diet so you could clean your body and raise your intelligence. And then for some reason, everybody just forgot.
Oh, so it has.
But that doesn't mean we still don't need to do it, though. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah. If you can if you know your olfactory will send stem cells to your hippocampus to raise your memory, so you can hunt and gather. You're not hunting and gathering, but you could use it to remember. You could use that process to remember more information from your studies. If math, if you're struggling in math, history, English, whatever you're struggling in, you can use that process to raise your memory in that particular field of information.
It sounds really hard to do, though.
It's just not. So here's the thing: you cut your sugar,
mm-hmm.
and you don't have to do it all the time. You can 2 days a month, 3 days a month, or 1 or 2 days a week. cut your sugar, and exercise.
Oh.
You think about how easy that is. Just don't have sugar. Fasting.
Mhm. Well, that seems really hard to like cut off sugar because sugar is almost is on.
It is. It's very. That's one of the hardest things to do. So that's why I talk about I eat a lot of eggs, cheese, and things like that.
Mhm.
You know, but I mean, think about how better off you'll be later on in your life if you start practicing fasting today, training yourself for it. How much smarter you'll be. How much less money you'll have to spend on prescription medication and big pharma compared to everybody else. Because it's expensive.
Yeah.
Right? When you get older, medical is very expensive. So imagine basically you're just priming yourself to save as much money as possible later on in life.
Can it replace like any medicine, or is it just like antidepressants or stimulants?
So that's a good question. If you pay attention, we use it in traumatic brain injuries to replace medications that you would need for what you're talking about. If you have kidney failure, we use it to heal your kidney. Liver failure to heal your liver. If you have heart disease and you're rich, you stop eating sugar and your body will eat the cholesterol out of your arteries, reversing your heart disease. It can do all kinds of things. The problem is most people just don't know how to have periods of time without sugar.
Mm-hmm. Well, can you replace the sugar with like a lot of protein, and then would it do the same effect?
You can, but you know, as a you just need to make sure you're taking vitamins. I always tell people if they don't know what vitamins to take, try prenatal or daily vitamins. But yeah, protein, some healthy fats, some avocados, something healthy for you.
Okay. So vitamins can also help that?
Well, here's the thing. This is where humanity evolves, right? The technology we have, the resources we have evolve. We tell people you need to eat fruits and vegetables because they're healthy for you. And if you read the journal, the fruits and vegetables are not healthy for you. You need the minerals. You need the vitamins. Can you take vitamins today? Can you get vitamins without having to eat all of the sugar in a strawberry? Yeah, you take a daily vitamin.
Yeah.
Right? Right? So, fruits and vegetables are not as important as they used to be. I mean, they used to be one of the few sources of nutrients. Now you can get your micronutrients out of your daily vitamins. I mean, you think about the name vitamin. It's an anagram for vitality, man. Raise your vitality, man, by taking a vitamin. How? I'm getting all of the macronutrients out of fruits and vegetables minus the contamination.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of adults don't understand that fruits and vegetables actually clean the environment of toxins.
Yeah.
That's how the earth cleans itself. You know how many people above your 20 years and older don't understand that? They don't have the education for that.
Mhm.
But they just were never taught that, so they don't understand how things work.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, but just try and cut sugar and exercise. You'll be way ahead of the game. You'll be smarter in school. Especially in school, you think about dopamine fluctuations. In real life, we know sugar causes ADHD. It makes it hard for you to focus, right? The fluctuations in your brain, it makes it hard for you to focus in school. In school, if you're not focusing, you're not learning.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, somebody said, look
you.
what happened to Einstein on a vegan diet. You think about Einstein had aneurysms his whole career. And he was forced on a ketogenic diet to help heal those aneurysms. And when at the end of his career, when he was no longer working for the government, he tried to heal his aneurysm on a vegan diet, and he died. It didn't work.
Thank you.
But you have a great day, ma'am. I appreciate your time. Okay, let me do one more. Fine. One more person for push-ups, and I gotta get off. Yeah, you think about that. Einstein, in real life, if you study, he had an aneurysm, and he was forced on a government-mandated ketogenic diet because had experiments and things he was working on.
Yo, Martin.
How you doing? At the end of his career, he went vegan, and he died.
We doing push-ups?
Yeah.
How many?
You tell me.
Let's do 15.
50? Okay.
15.
500?
Please don't.
Ready? Go.
Oh, you're still doing it.
Yeah, you got a question?
Yeah, I do. Do you astral project?
Do you need? That's not a real thing.
How?
So you have access to the internet. I suggest you get like TensorFlow or something like that and get your own AI algorithm and source that information to the beginning. Literally, there's this telepathy or quantum entanglement between men in the military and pets and their handlers and loved ones and things like that. And as an experiment, a social experiment, militaries and intelligence agencies gave astral projecting to the world as a fake, here's some fake information, and we're going to see who will lie and says they can do it. It's a social experiment to gauge the honesty and integrity of the general population or humanity. But study quantum entanglement. So there's some reality in there. There's some truth in it. So I don't want you to think, I don't want you to be discouraged. There's some truth in it. Okay? But the truth comes from quantum entanglement or the telepathy in what the military and intelligence agencies call the brotherhood, or between a pet and their handler or loved ones. You know how an accident happens to a wife, and the husband goes, they can just sense it, and they call, and it really did happen. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's some truth behind it. But the astral projection information that exists on the internet, and a lot of people speak about today, is not real. Literally, if you get your own algorithm and trace it back to the origination, there's a group of men going, I bet if we're gonna make up a name, take some of this truthful information, give it to the world, and let's see who lies and says they do it. Just to check, how many people will lie and say they do it?
Yeah, I have one more question, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Have you heard of quantum jumping?
Explain it.
I heard it's like a powerful law of attraction thing. I'm not really sure.
Now you were talking about astral projection and quantum jumping. Again, you're connecting some dots. Quantum entanglement. Study. When we invented quantum entanglement, or we didn't invent it, when we discovered quantum entanglement, we called it spooky action at a distance, and it was between members of the military pets and their handlers and loved ones. We did not have billion-dollar laboratories where we were entangling particles. People's biology, the particles of their biology, was already quantum entangling. But I just study spooky action at a distance or quantum entanglement. I'll point you in a direction, and I love it. You think about somebody says he loves the word quantum. It's science, right? When tell you today, there's natural sciences and symmetry is a fact of reality. And then you study quantum mechanics. Nope, we've disproven symmetry in quantum mechanics. Now they talk about the maximum and constant speed of light in a vacuum, denoted as c. Light has a constant you study quantum mechanics, they go, oh, it's only 0.3% of light that has a constant speed of vacuum for relativity. Relativity counts for 0.3% of reality. That's a big difference. Right? They tell you guys today reality's never, general relativity has never been broken. I mean, think about that. It's a truth, but only in 0.3% of reality. The other 99% of the universe doesn't obey general relativity. That's huge.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, right now I saw a thing I saw a thing on Google. They were talking about gamma radiation, gamma rays. They seem to be going backwards in time.
Yeah, yeah,
Now
I've heard about it.
they're saying the light waves in gamma radiation are actually traveling faster than the speed of light. They've broken relativity. So we have your thermoelectric quantum phenomenon that's broken relativity. These gamma rays that have broken relativity. Your, quantum entanglement that has broken relativity. We have all this stuff that has broken relativity. And we talk about it independently in all these different fields of science while we tell the children relativity's never been broken. It's never been broken unless you're studying gamma rays. Relativity's never been broken unless you're studying a thermoelectric quantum phenomenon. Relativity's never been broken unless you're studying quantum entanglement. You know what? That doesn't make any sense. Well, if I'm studying something that it's been broken in, then it's broken. End of story.
Yeah,
You can't tell me it hasn't been broken, and then all these other fields. But your quantum jump and your astral projection, study quantum entanglement, man. It's the end all be all.
I'll do my research.
Yeah, quantum mechanics is the end all be all of everything. So I appreciate your time. I gotta go hang out with my wife. Well, I don't have to, but it's what I want to do. Bye.